Welcome back to the Cracked Nation. I was going to do an Oscar snubs video like I kept talking about, and then I realized that an Oscar snub is really if it doesn't win. That's the true snub. Ones that don't get nominated, you know, they're forgot about. And so I'm going to actually do an Oscar snub video after the Oscars happen, and then we can figure out who got snubbed and not, because I don't think there's anything that I could think of that hasn't been nominated that should win and in any category. So it was kind of like, all right, snubs for nominations? No, because they're not going to win anyway. So I went ahead and I'm going to do this one, my Oscar predictions for 2019 or 18, however they count it, the 91st Academy Awards. Here we go. A little disclaimer here. This year, I just don't know that much about what the Academy is thinking and what movies are actually any good. So this is just kind of based on what's won in the past and then the few that I've seen and just kind of the way that they typically vote. This is my guess, but again, this year sucked for movies, so let's see. Okay, we're going to start at the bottom of the list and go up, starting with a couple that I have no idea. So I'm just going to go through these real fast. Best foreign film? Well, actually, I do have an idea. Roma. Roma's going to win Best Foreign Film. If it doesn't, I will be shocked. Shocked. It's also the only one that was nominated for Best Picture and Best Foreign Film, so that's why I'm picking Roma. Best Live Action Short, I'm going to go with Madre. Just a guess. Best Animated Short, Animal Behavior. Best Animated Feature, I think Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is going to win. Isle of Dogs, I think, is the other one that could be there, but I really think Into the Spider-Verse will take that. That would be the safe bet, but I'd love to see Isle of Dogs win just because I love that movie, but I don't think it deserves it over Spider-Verse. Best Documentary Short, I'm going to go with Lifeboat. Best Documentary Feature, I'm going to go with RBG. It's been nominated for a few other categories, Best Original Song, I believe, and another one, I can't remember. So I'm going to go with that one. I think it's gotten enough hype, and it looks like it's probably the best. All right, now let's get into some categories for what we consider normal movies, even though, like in my last video, we need to be watching more foreign films, more of these interesting ones that we don't know about, but that's for another day. All right, Best Visual Effects. This one was kind of tough because usually there's one that's just like, oh wow, yeah, that one's going to win. And I went ahead and went with the Avengers for this one. I think because of the amount of money they can put into advertising for it and pushing for it to win this Oscar, I think it's going to. I am shocked that Solo is nominated. Shocked. That movie's special effects are not good. Like, in today's age, they're not good. So, I'm going with the Avengers. There are some others in there that could win, but that's my pick. Best Sound Editing. Best Sound Editing, Best Sound Mixing. These two, either they go to the same one or go to vastly different ones. So I'm going to go with the different one in this case. I'm going to go with A Quiet Place is going to win Best Sound Editing. And Best Sound Mixing, I'm actually going to give to A Star Is Born. The other option is to go with First Man for both, and I don't think it's going to win both, so I'm taking a risk here. I think A Star Is Born is the riskier out of the two. So Best Sound Editing, A Quiet Place. Best Sound Mixing, A Star Is Born. Best Original Song, Shallow from A Star Is Born. Definitely the heavy favorite to win. Although last year, This Is Me was the heavy favorite and it didn't win to Remember Me, which was Coco's original song. But I think Shallow's got this one locked. None of the others were really that stood out, whereas Shallow really did. So I'm going to go Shallow on that. Best Original Score. This was a little tough because I love Alexander Duplat, who did Isle of Dogs, and that's my second choice to win, but I think it's going to go to Black Panther. I think just the impact it had on people and just the buzz around that score, and it's also probably the most memorable out of the scores that are nominated, so I'm going with Black Panther for Best Original Score. Best Makeup, Vice. If anything else wins, I'm going to be shocked. Like I said in another review, Christian Bale. Just look at him. That's an Oscar right there. Best Costume, I'm going to give this one to The Favorite. I think because of the time period, it's just good. And it's been nominated for like, I think it was 10 Oscars. So they're definitely liking this movie. And so I think Best Costume, it goes to The Favorite. Best Production Design, this was tough. I was between Black Panther and The Favorite, and I'm going to go with The Favorite again. I think The Favorite's going to do really well. I think it's your pick to win the most Oscars. So yeah, Best Production Design, The Favorite. And from what I've seen about it, I haven't actually seen the movie. Maybe I'll get to see it when it comes to our theater. Our theater actually has been doing, like, every second Sunday they play a cool movie that's, like, up for Oscars, something you wouldn't normally play. And so maybe it'll show up. Don't think so. I'll have to watch it probably after the Oscars. But it's my pick for production design. Barely hedging out Black Panther. Best editing. Okay, this is where me not having watched all of these is tough, but I'm going to go with Klansman. Black K Klansman. I think that from what I've been hearing and kind of based on the trailer and the type of movie it is, I think it'll get the best editing nod. That one's tough. There wasn't one that just stood out. Everybody's like, oh yeah, best editing, no problem. But I think that one will take it. Best cinematography, I am hoping that Roma wins this. Really want Karan to win best cinematography for Roma. I think the only other one that might win would be The Favorite. I can't pronounce the guy's name, but I think I'm going to pick Roma. Please, Roma, take that one. Best adapted screenplay, Black K Klansman. I think that one's kind of a no-brainer, but you never know. Best original screenplay, this is one where, again, I went with The Favorite, and I think it's because it's really just gonna win like 5 or 6. And best original screenplay might be one of them, but the screenplay one is tough because there's so many things that go into what makes a good screenplay, and really any that are on that list are usually really good, but I'm going with The Favorite. Okay, best supporting actress, I'm going to go with Regina King for If Beale Street Could Talk. There's 2 actors up for The Favorite, there is 1 up for Roma, and I just think that it's going to go to Regina for Beale Street Could Talk. She's been getting a ton of buzz, a ton of people are glad she's nominated. That'd be awesome if she wins. Best supporting actor, I think I was looking through the list going, no. And the only one that I was really like, yeah, he could win that is Mahershala Ali for Green Book. And I think it's because he is just winning everything right now. He is just dominating. He is in True Detective right now, which that's a big push for your career if you're in True Detective. And then he won for Moonlight and all these things. He's doing really good right now. I think he could win for Green Book. All right, best actress. I think this one's a lock for Glenn Close for The Wife. I think she is gonna get her Oscar and everybody's gonna be okay with it. Nothing else that I saw really stood out as, oh my goodness, great performance. And nothing I've been hearing about, the few that I haven't seen have been saying that. So I'm gonna go with her for that. Best actor, I think this is a lock for Christian Bale for Vice. I don't care how bad the movie was. He is just insane. And I think he's going to get another Oscar. There are a few others in that category that you look and go, they could win. Yeah, but nothing in that list is super memorable except for this. And I don't even know if it's that memorable. It's just, I think it's the most memorable. And I think that's why they're going to give it to him. All right, last 2. Best Director, Best Picture. Normally these go together, but I think they're going to be different this year, oddly. I think Best Director is going to go to Spike Lee for Black Klansman. It could go a few different ways. There's a lot of them up there that you're like, man, if they decide, depends on what wins Best Picture. If Roma wins Best Picture, I think Karan wins Best Director. But I think Spike Lee's going to win Best Director, and my Best Picture pick is The Favorite. And I think The Favorite is not going to win Best Director. I think they're going to give it to Spike Lee, and everybody says, oh, he deserves an Oscar finally. It's like, you don't deserve an Oscar. If you got snubbed, then that year you deserve the Oscar, but it doesn't affect the next movie that comes along. So if Spike Lee deserved an Oscar for one of his other roles, doesn't mean he deserves it for this, but I think the Academy's going to give it to him anyway. And then, yeah, Best Picture is going to go to The Favorite. I think The Favorite's just going to wipe the slate. It's going to kind of beat The Favorite. And so that's my picks. Let me know in the comments below what movies you think are going to win the Oscars. You don't have to make the whole list, but maybe just 5 or 6 of the big ones. Or if you disagreed with me, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of disagreement. That's awesome. I love talking with you guys in the comments. So let me know what you would have picked for Best Picture, Best Director, and all those. And then we can have a discussion about it. Thanks for watching. And maybe I'm not going to pretend to tell you what my next video is going to be. It'll just kind of happen when it happens. All right. Peace.